Hey guys, those Angels, they're back at it again. They just lost their 13th consecutive game as of this podcast or show recording. They fired their manager, which, everybody has their opinions about that. Angels fans seem convinced that was the move. That's what they should have done. That's what needed to happen, apparently, because if you fire your manager, everything gets better.
Yep.
All three Angels fans agreed.
They were all like, that's what we should be doing, guys. Congratulations. So with that in mind, let's just say for a second, they should. They won't, but they should. The Angels should really start cleaning house. Top to bottom, they really should. They should start rebuilding their farm system. They should start actually having people in a future. They don't have any of that. They don't have a present. They don't have a future. They have a past, and it was 20 years ago, and it's been a minute. Remember when Bartolo was young? That was their past, guys.
20-game winner.
So considering what you would have to give up, include assets, include what you would have to give up, as well as current contracts and situations, you get the choice. One Shohei Ohtani and one Mike Trout. Who are you going with to trade for?
I mean, Shohei fills two roles. Michael Trout is a phenomenal player, one of the best of all time. He's snake bit when it comes to the postseason, as is Ohtani. But, I mean, Ohtani, you get a pitcher, you get an elite pitcher, and you get somebody who can DH, somebody who could stuff in the outfield. Give me Ohtani. Showtime in L.A., the real L.A.
He's going to cost. He's going to cost a lot, especially
Mike
with
Trout's
the contract that he has.
Costing.
Yeah, I know. With the contract that Shohei has and the prospect capital that's going to cost alone.
Well, I thought this was a free trade, like a free acquisition.
Just straight up, you just take him? Yeah, he's mine. Let me have him.
So I would say, it is the Anaheim Angels, the way they're running things over there in Orange County. But to me, if I had to pick between the two, Mike Trout's done it for longer. We know that if he can stay on the field, that he's going to produce at the plate. There's no question about it. But when you talk about this market in Los Angeles, it's MLB the Shohei. There's no question about it. I'm going Shohei Ohtani because, look, if you had the DH in the National League, you would have probably picked the Dodgers back when he originally came to Los Angeles. And he's built for this market. I mean, when you talk about the fact that we don't know where Walker Buehler and Julio Urias are, is he a potential frontline starter? I mean, you talk about a guy that we're going to be talking about hundreds of years from now. We're probably going to be talking about Mike Trout as well, but I think he's built for Los Angeles. He's built for this mega market. He will be a superstar, and I think he has the personality to kind of embrace it, whereas I don't think Mike Trout necessarily does. Even though he's a great player, I just don't think the lights and by the way, it's not at Los Angeles and Anaheim, right? It's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of California, of United States, of Galaxy, of Universe.
LLC Disneyland,
yeah. So the fact is, to give me Shohei Ohtani all day.
I like how you're saying, the more marketable guy is obviously Shohei Ohtani. The guy who doesn't speak English versus the guy who speaks fluent English. That's how unmarketable Mike Trout is, because the dude is just like comes in, does a job, goes home, doesn't say a word about anything other than weather and the Eagles for some reason.
And Stephen A. Smith is going to be punching air here in that one, right? Because he thinks that if you don't speak English, you're not marketable.
Exactly. And you can be absolutely the most marketable player on the planet as long as you have that talent that goes with it.
Another great thing I love about Shohei, too, is the rich Japanese history that the Dodgers have had. You got Nomo, you got Hiroki Kuroda, you got Takashi Saito,
you got Kenta
Maeda. I mean, to get
you have the Japanese
in there,
Guardian from the Dodgers Secrets video.
Dodgers Secret video. Look at that. It's up somewhere over here. But that would mean, I think that would mean so much to Japan as well, like to the baseball fans Japan, like to get him in LA. Like, this is the team that Hideo Nomo pitched for. That means a lot.
I'm honestly still shocked that he didn't play for the Dodgers. Like, I'm still shocked about it, because in my mind I was like, that's a pretty clear-cut decision.
Is he a Boris guy?
Couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, because Boris owns everybody in the league.
And how many managers? Is it like 4 managers now, right? Is that 4? I mean, he's played for more managers than I had at Cheesecake Factory, right? I mean, 4 managers, and he needs some stability. And I think that Shohei Ohtani...
Has he already played for 4? Yeah.
I think it's 4 now, right?
He started with Sosa.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He started with Sosa.
So he needs some stability, and I think that if he wants to win, and I think if you're the game, if you're Major League Baseball, too, you want to see him either... I always wanted to see Mike Trout in Chicago or Philly. And then Shohei Ohtani, either New York or LA. You need the big stars, the big markets. And you mentioned Hideo Nomo. When I was a kid, he was my favorite player. Never once did I say, oh, man, what is he saying? Like that never, I was obsessed with Hideo Nomo. I never said, like, man, wish I could have a conversation with this guy.
Hey, no, Tommy got him to say the most important thing. I bleed blue.
I bleed blue. Exactly. We should play a clip.
By the way, Tommy, the best translator.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike Trout playing for the Phillies would be absolute career poison. People know of Mike Trout because he's the greatest player. Did you guys know Bryce Harper won the MVP last year? We don't really care. It feels like baseball doesn't care about Mike Trout anymore. Nobody cares really about Nick Castellanos unless he's hitting a home run like in a sus spot.
But at least
You gotta be a fun, marketable player who plays for a fun and marketable team. Otherwise,
the
you're
Phillies
nothing.
are not.
The Phillies are not a fun team. They're not a marketable team, and they have a fanatic. Imagine that. Somebody was like, imagine getting fired by the Phillies and the fanatic is at the end of the table just looking disappointed.
You know what I think would change the Angels? I think that Steve Ballmer should find a way to buy the Angels. I think that
they're already the Clippers of
they're the
Southern
Clippers,
California,
right?
So
Yeah.
Why
And
not?
I think you can't do that too because I remember when Mark Cuban was going to try to buy the Dodgers, they wouldn't have an NBA and MLB owner, but I digress.
I feel like we derailed Eric's opportunity.
Big time. Eric, bring us home, man. Get us back on track. Bring us home. Mike Trout, Shohei.
He's going Trout. I feel Trout.
Prisoners of the moments here. Ohtani's had a season and a half of good production.
Versus the
he
greatest
gets the
player
MLB
of all
The
time.
Show cover, and all of a sudden you guys are all about Shohei Ohtani. I mean, look, Shohei Ohtani is Bo Jackson. He is. We're never going to see this ever again.
Show knows.
But Mike Trout is Emmitt Smith. And I want that production. I want that guy who I've seen it year after year
Now put it
after
into tennis
year
terms.
after year. Rafael Nadal versus Andre
McEnroe?
Agassi, maybe?
Maybe some McEnroe.
Yeah, maybe some McEnroe in there. But look, it's Mike Trout. It's Mike Trout every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Look
Mike
at the
Trout's-
age, though. I mean, I think you could honestly say that Mike Trout's probably peaked. I mean, 4 seasons over 1,000 OPS. He's been fantastic. But
How much
look-
baseball did he play last year?
What are the
40
odds? What are the
Yeah.
odds
Hamstring,
that
the calf
Ohtani is going to
injuries.
still be pitching and DHing in 4 or 5 years?
Well, I will say
Low.
It's
very,
worth,
very,
it's
very
worth the
low.
risk. It's worth the risk considering that he's a once-in-a-sport player.
You guys are-
I'm
really.
going to tell you are dead wrong.
He's
You guys are
once-in-a-sport
selling tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are going for the entertainment product of Shohei. I'm going
You
for
have
the
to
guy
consider-
who's the next Ted Williams.
He's OPSing 990, by the way. Mike Trout is, so he's not having
How
a
many-
down
how
year.
many-
And he had like
Oh,
a
yeah.
0 for 30
No.
streak or something.
Yeah.
This
like
is
that.
no
So,
knock
and
on
he's
Mike
got,
Trout's
and he's
talent.
got a 3 WAR already. Like,
Yeah, no, he is the war guy.
How many
This
wins
is-
does he have?
3, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how that works. We're gonna end the conversation there because
Keep
we are
it
gonna
going
get
in
into
the-
a fist fight. Make sure you drop into the comments. Let us know who you'd rather have. That's the takeaway from this. Who would you rather have? Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani? Consider the price. Consider the cost. Consider subscribing to our YouTube channel because then you get stuff like this all the time. This is the 10th week of the DN Roundtable. Hit that subscribe button down below. We'd appreciate it. Doug would appreciate
Would
it.
love
Keeps
that.
us
I would
going all
love
year
that.
long.
It's great for the channel.
10 DN Roundtables, guys. We appreciate you for being here with us, and we'll see you next week.